Hey everybody, Mid here at Stonehouse Lavender again. We're back to share some more wedding tips, hacks, and lessons learned. Do us a favor, click on the little subscribe button at the bottom of the screen down there, and that will keep you up to date as we continue to share our lessons learned. You also click on the little bell, that'll give you notifications as soon as we release our new ones. We'll be sharing a lot of these this coming season, so can't hurt to follow along and learn a few tips for yourself. Tip number 1, what about a unity ceremony? A lot of people ask that question, what should we do? Everybody tends to do the sand, they tend to do the braid, just what exactly should we do? If you want to be creative, make it personal, do something. If you both are wine drinkers, then mix a red wine that you like and a white wine that you like and share that and bring that together. Or if maybe you guys prefer, an alcohol of some sort, like a rum and Coke, mix those in the ceremony and then make that your signature drink at the bar for the wedding. That way you're bringing yourselves together and all of your family and friends throughout the evening. So it's just a neat little way to make it a little personal. Tip number 2, what about the loved ones that can no longer be here to celebrate with us, even though we know their hearts are still with us? A lot of people choose a lot of different options. Some people will do a memorial table with pictures on the table to memorialize the loved ones. Some people will do a special seating location. They'll reserve a seat for that loved one and place a picture in that seat. Some people will do the beautiful charms that hang on the bouquet with the charms of the loved ones that can no longer be there. As far as a groom, they will do a sweet little charm that they can clasp on the inside of the groom's coat. That way it's right near his heart and it's somebody close to his heart. So there's all kinds of ways to do it. You may consider also a dessert option, something that was their favorite that they would love to have made for you or had there at the wedding for you. See if you can't have something like that in heart and memory of them. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Think about what would make it special and mean something to them. All right, tip number 3, we're going to talk a little bit about budget. That's always a difficult subject and a difficult topic to have. You really have to decide what your priorities are. So when you guys begin the planning process, the number 1 thing you need to do is decide where you want to focus your budget. You need to allocate funds for your venue, your photographer, if you choose to do a videographer, your catering, decor, all of those pieces all start to add up really fast. A lot of people will say, I want something that's budget friendly. Okay, here's a tip for you. Whatever you do, don't use the term budget friendly. It drives people crazy. Nobody knows what budget friendly means. Your budget friendly may not be the same as somebody else's budget friendly. So when you're looking for vendors, have a price point, have some expectations put out there, and then reach out to those vendors and see if they meet those expectations within your price point. If they don't, you have 2 options. You can either readjust your budget, figure out what your priorities are, or find another vendor that meets that price point that you're interested in. But whatever you do, guys, budget friendly never says anything. It just says that you're just trying to shop for the best cost. And what I will tell you is that you're going to get what you pay for if you're not careful. So don't just shop around for the cheapest vendor. You really need to find who provides a service and the quality of the work that you're looking for and the style. There's so many different styles out there for weddings. Look for what fits your style. When you start to reach out to vendors and you tell them that you want something that's budget friendly, it's a really, really difficult area for them to find and accommodate what your needs are. You tell them what your expectations are and what your budget is and see if those 2 marry. If they don't, they will be happy to share some names of some other vendors that may be able to meet your needs. I will tell you, the wedding community is probably one of the most collaborative and cooperative group of professionals that we've worked with. They're wonderful to work with. They love helping each other out and they love sharing projects and works with other people and learning from each other too. Tip number 3, we're going to keep talking about vendors a little bit. Make sure you research your vendors. We had an experience here at the barn one week where a videographer decided that he wasn't doing too much, so he texted his buddies and invited them to the wedding. They show up with a nice big 30 rack of beer and decided they were going to crash the wedding. Unfortunately, the groom wasn't a big fan of the idea. asked the guests to leave. They were reluctant to leave, so security stepped in and basically diffused the situation pretty quickly. But you want to research your vendors, ask for references, watch some of their social media pages, and reach out to some of the people that they're tagging in those social media pages and see what their experiences were. You don't want to find out the hard way. I will tell you, at our venue, we actually have a not recommended list. And we're happy to share that list of names with our couples. When they book with us, we will be upfront and honest. So ask your vendors for recommendations, ask your venue for referrals. Those are the best ways to find out and to find the best people for your event. Another tip for you, what about favors? Are you going to do favors? Do you have them at a separate table as a display, or do you have them at the place setting? How do you do that? What we've seen at the venue is a little bit of both. People like to put them up as a display. If it goes with the aesthetics of your decor, it looks cute, then I would say, sure, go ahead and do that. But if not, if it's just kind of like a separate little piece that's an add-on as far as your decor, consider putting them at the place setting. See if it'll dress up your place settings a little bit. Guests tend to take the favors when they're sitting at the place setting a lot more. They don't necessarily get up, go over to a table, look at the favors, grab one and take it with them. But if it's sitting right in front of them, they're gonna feel bad leaving it when it says a big thank you on it and then they didn't take it. So I highly recommend put the favors at your place setting or create a favor that goes with your place setting. Well, that concludes our tips for this week. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the button and keep following along. We've got a whole season of lessons learned and it's going to be worth it.